Hey y'all, I'm back again. Welcome to my channel. I'm just Rhonda and I'm just here to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 7,228, because it feels like we've been here for a really long time over here in Huntsville. And I'm tired. And I know you're tired, but I mean, we've committed ourselves this much. We might as well ride it on out, child. Did I tell y'all to like the video? Like the video, please, and subscribe to my channel. That's very important. Like, we here to talk about this thing, and you might as well just go ahead and subscribe because we hanging out now. This is what we do. We hanging out over here in Huntsville. So let's go on over here and see what's happening. What's happening is Stormy and Courtney. If you're new here, this is what I do, stumble over my words. I ain't gonna keep saying sorry. I'm gonna get these names confused. I'm gonna twist it up. My tongue and my brain don't always keep up with one another, but we're gonna get it out. So what's happening over here is Courtney and Stormy are standing around this pool table with Marceau and Tisha. Stormy's mad. She's over it because now Marceau is Marceauing. He's being condescending. But this is the thing, Stormy. I don't feel sorry for you. You can't keep calling this man a bitch and thinking he's gonna be okay with it. Like, you and Courtney both sound crazy saying like it's not a problem to be calling this man a bitch, and then want me to hang out with you. Anyway, Miss Stormy, who started this situation, this was her idea. I'm just saying. Now she and her feelings, so she gonna, like I said, march out the door. She has an important phone call. All of a sudden, she has far more important things to do than be fooling with them. Y'all, I'm not even gonna lie, but my battery, I mean, my computer needs to be charged. So I could pause it, but why do that? Because this is the shit that happens in real life. Sometimes you need a little boost. Boom, there I am. Okay, back to this. Yeah, Marcel's being condescending, but that's what Marcel does. And in this situation, can't be mad at him. They already been waiting on Marcel and Tisha for an hour and a half, which is far longer than I would have waited on them. So the energy was already off because when I say you, I mean Marcel. Marcel and Tisha are in here being disrespectful. They knew what they was doing. If I'm gonna be 10 minutes late, like, I call you, let you know ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to grab some gas or something, or you know what I mean, whatever the case may be, then I'm gonna let you know so you're not rushing to somewhere knowing that I'm gonna be 10 minutes behind. An hour and a half late, that feels like I changed my mind. Like, why am I still here an hour and a half later? My energy is way different than it was when I started. And so I feel like they knew what they was doing. Anyway, why are they trying to make friends? Because Stormy said, to be honest, she was done with this shit when she met with Tisha the other day. When she met with Tisha and confronted her about the whole website thing. And I feel like Stormy wasn't even really that mad necessarily about the mistake that was made. She was upset by the disrespect. Now, Tisha sat up there in her confessional and told Marceau, Stormy liked to say stuff, but she doesn't like it when she gets confronted about the stuff she says. Sounds like you, Tisha. Because when she was confronting you about how you stole her, and this is the thing, like, nothing Tisha did over there in that lady's kitchen can compare to what Stormy got going on. That's besides the point. The point is, you're supposed to be not my friend, but we're supposed to be getting to know each other. And now you're trying to like play in my face, and I don't like it. So I get it. Anyway, they decided maybe they shouldn't try to be friends. Maybe they shouldn't try to do things one-on-one. And unless you're a Scott, you're probably really gonna want to do shit one-on-one with Marcel. Big Lou had the same vibe from them niggas over there because because they be thinking they funny and they not. When the Scott brothers get together, they like to team up on you. Martell doesn't have any friends, so he's used to taking it. And Yeah, so that's what that's all about. If not for the Scots, then who is Martell gonna play with? Not Chris, because Nell ain't gonna look at him too much, and not gonna let her husband hang out with his shady ass. I'm just saying. Uh, anyway, I'm off the subject. Kimmy and Maurice. Kimmy, we're in episode 28, and I feel like we're being punished at this point. Let's see, everybody. Let's see if you can guess, boys and girls, what are Kimmy and Maurice over here talking about this week? Kimmy invites a sex therapist. It's a surprise sex therapist because we're talking about what? Maurice and Kimmy's sex life. Imagine that. Why are we surprising people with therapists? Didn't Tisha do that? Y'all keep surprising your husbands with therapists and think that the recycling of it all. I'm just saying. Maurice tells Kimmy that her issues are all like in her head. These are all mental things. Your body functions the way it functions. That's just how biology and science works. So regardless to whatever you just had to put your body through based on the situation you were in, your body still functions just fine. So you need to get out of your head. That's what he thinks because he's a vagina expert and the functions and such. Maybe, Maurice. Maybe things are functioning, everything except her brain, because she don't like you. I feel like, I mean, she's trying to convince us of that. I wouldn't like you if you were trying to like force me to bend over 3, 4 times a day and take it. No. Mm-mm. So the therapist gets there, she separates them, and she says she wants to talk to them separately so she can, I guess, compare notes and see if they're even in the same relationship. They are in the same relationship because one thing we do know, Kimmy is going to twist an answer in Maurice's favor. So no matter what happens, what Maurice says, Kimmy's going to make it so that she throws herself on the sword and sacrifices her feelings and emotions to make sure that we all out here are somehow convinced that Maurice is actually a good guy. We got it all wrong. We mixed it all up. I think that's the plan here. And if you have a whole therapist, doctor there to verify that these things are true, then, we'll decide that we won't have to say allegedly every time we mention Maurice, old punk ass. But I mean, I get it, Kimmy. Kimmy says, the doctor asked, what's going on here? What's the drive? And Kimmy says her drive is under normal circumstances 2 or 3 times a week, and Mo likes it 2 or 3 times a day. I'm gonna get out here on a limb and say, if you're getting it 2 or 3 times a week, you lucky because you got to take into consideration. I mean, I might be tired. I might be mad at your ass, and if I'm mad at you, that's 3 days out the week already where I really ain't fucking with you. So now you only got 2 days to make up for. So you might and you might not. I'm just saying. So let's be realistic here. I guess under normal circumstances, when you're in a really happy place, 2 or 3 times a week sounds like about right. And when you've been together as long as Maurice and Kimmy, let's just say, if you're married to a Scot, the requirements are different. That's all I'm saying. Maurice sits there in front of the therapist and says, that most of what Kimmy is dealing with is in her head. It's kind of like when you have an eating disorder and everybody's telling you like how you look great when you've lost all this weight, and the person who suffers from the disorder just doesn't see it that way. And that's what Kimmy's going through. I'm gonna need somebody other than Maurice to explain that to me. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. He sounds a fool, but he's her fool, and I guess they like it. They rated each other's intimacy. Kimmy said it was a 4. Maurice said it was a 2. See, Kimmy over here lying. She didn't know that he was going to go down. I guess it's a 2 for him because he ain't getting it multiple times a day. What's your cootie cat look like after it's been pounded 2 or 3 times a day, every day? Every day? Every day? Every day? The therapist asked Kimmy, is he insensitive to your needs? And Kimmy says, well, I wouldn't say that he's insensitive to my needs. It's more like he thinks that his needs are more of a priority. So then he's insensitive to your needs, right? Isn't that what that means, Kimmy? See, when you do stuff like that, this is the kind of stuff that when you say stuff like that, Kimmy, that's why we're like, Kimmy, we used to like you. That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. If you ain't gonna tell the truth to the therapist, then what did you call her over here for? Because I mean, Maurice don't need anybody to speak on his behalf. He's speaking on his behalf. He ain't worried about your intimacy needs or it's being sensitive to your needs or any of those things. He said it's all in your head and somebody needs to fix you. The doctor did tell them when she got them back together that chemo has, she used the word devastating. Chemo has a devastating effect on her body. And the libido is something that definitely suffers in that situation. Now, he's heard it from a doctor. That means it's not in her head. That means the fact that this woman went through chemo. Do you understand now, Maurice? See, this is why we don't like you, because we all knew that, and we're not sleeping with Kimmy. We all knew, based on people that we've come across in our life, some people out there have even dealt with it personally. We all know that going through chemo is super, super tough on a person that's fighting cancer. If you can't find a way to muster an appetite, Maurice, how in the world do you muster up an appetite for a musclehead ass nigga that's insensitive? And I mean, to be honest, not that attractive to me, but hey, he ain't my man, he hers. Anyway, can we be free of this now? Now that they've had therapy and the lady was like sit on his lap and y'all can look into each other's eyes and, you know, just talk to each other, even if it's about nothing. Kimmy was talking about her love language and said her love language is acts of service. And when she married him, that she used to love it how he used to do things like, you know, all the carpentry work, putting, you know, up cabinets and fixing floors. And as a single mom, you know, it just made her feel some type of way. And I'm like, Kimmy, how old is Jalen? Ain't he like 30? How long y'all been together? It's been a really long time. Why are you still channeling your single mom years? I don't feel like Jalen was a little boy when Maurice came along. Hell, he big enough to take down the cabinets and do the floors. I just want her to stop saying single mom. Jesus, she ain't been a single mom for years. You've been single. Why don't you just say, as a single person, as a single woman out here, it's nice to have a man come put up the cabinets and, you know, do the floors and whatever hell else Maurice used to do around there that he ain't. I still don't believe Maurice was all that handy. So the therapist came and fixed y'all's situation. Can y'all please keep it to yourself from this point on? We don't want to hear this shit no more. I just feel like every single time, like this didn't have to be a continuous conversation from hell. I don't know when did this shit start. January, from January all the way till now, we are still talking about Maurice and Kimmy's sex life. When did they come back? I just feel like I've been doing this so long. Child, we at a cowboy bar. Everybody's invited. The Fletchers are hosting. Um, They don't really know why they're there. They're trickling in. Mel's there. She looking crazy because she didn't know Martell was coming. Martell's there. Um, the Scotts are there. Stormy and Courtney are there. And when I say Scotts, all four of them, just, all the Scotts was there. So the Fletchers basically invite everyone to Houston. It's going to be a cash trip. Yay! We've been waiting on this cash trip since January, y'all. I'm just saying, Jesus, it's just been so long. We're finally here. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. 32, does that include the reunion? That means there's two more of these left. I just feel like I hope we wrapping this shit up. I don't want any more of this after the cash trip. I don't want to hear about how Kimmy and they're, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna get to the reunion and be like, oh my God, we're having so much sex now. I can't even believe it. Everything's fixed. It must have been that whole steamer in my coochie cat. Anyway. Tisha and them come in, Marcel. They saying, hey, what's up to everybody? Tisha comes up and tries to give a fake hug to Stormy. Stormy's like, bitch, please. I was Stormy in that moment. Don't do that. Like, you could have just said, hey, what's up? Or not at all. Like, the last time we seen each other, it was not a vibe. We're not hugging at this point. I'm even not really fooling with you for the most part. Um, Courtney gives off whatever energy Stormy is. I feel like if Stormy's good, Courtney's good. If Stormy ain't good, Courtney, well then he ain't gonna be able to mess with you, Marcel. Plus, I think Courtney is kind of a laid back type of dude. And I feel like the type of people that he deals with in his real life are more regular. And Marcel and them is on some they think they Hollywood type vibe. And some people ain't to be played with all the time. I don't like it. Not the way Marcel plays. He thinks he's funny and like we all think he's a bitch, to be honest. We just don't think that Stormy should be calling this man a bitch. It's causing problems. He doesn't like it. Well, and we know Mel hates Martell. She don't want to sit in the same room with him. This is a problem. She doesn't like being around him. I fully understand why that is. He gets excited still. Just the mere presence of her and the sound of her name makes him like get all giggly. I wonder like if he thinks that she thinks his new eyes look better. I don't know. Probably not, because she don't even look in his direction. Um, Kimmy can kind of read Stormy's energy. So, because she's on the team, on this friend fixer team, she decides she wants to take Stormy to the side and have a little conversation with her about like, hey girl, what's going on? What's your energy? What's up? Um, Nell takes Tisha to the side to find out like what's going on her end. So Tisha's over there with Mel and Nell, and Tisha's like, we good, it's good, everything's good. I told y'all last week. When everything's not good, Tisha says, it's all good. We're good. It's good. Meanwhile, Stormy over there, like, no, like she's fake as fuck. Like she was over here like stealing stuff from my website page and then telling me like not my problem. I didn't do it. And that's pretty much how she handled it. Oh, well, we sold stuff. So, you know, for somebody who doesn't like to take accountability, Tisha should probably inch herself up to the front of the line. Because I don't think what her and Stormy do is the same thing. I think she stands in the shit she says. She's just very passive aggressive. Yeah, that's how I would describe her. Kimmy was like how Stormy and Marceau are the same. I don't see it like that. I think Marceau is an asshole. He says shit. He's definitely a gaslighter, and he says things that he knows gonna get you ignited, and you know tries to talk to you like you're stupid because he thinks he's smarter. Then he starts doing this double talk thing that doesn't make any sense to anyone. And he just wears you down where you're just like, I'm done having this conversation with him. He's exhausting. I don't get that from Stormy. I think Stormy is the type of person that will not say much, call your ass out, and give you that little what's the attitude. She said she go from what's up to the fuck. And so there's, real fast. And so that's what they had got her, like all the way to, the fuck is wrong with you. So, she decided that she didn't want to mix in that energy. I don't blame her. Like, I don't really see like if I wouldn't want to be around Marcel. So I get what she's saying. Like, if you always gonna be playing in my face, then I'm always gonna like just don't deal with you. And Tisha, you're dumb. That's probably how she feels. You're stupid. Because she kind of is. Nell was like, well, I guess, Stormy told me about this whole thing, with the kids' hair care line. And Tisha's like, yeah, like I thought we moved past that. I don't even know why we're talking about that. Like, why is she saying anything about that to Mel? Because it happened, because you did it. The people was out here talking about how you stole it. And, girl, you talking about your people and your team. And they all looking at you like, when you get a team, girl. Kimmy is asking Stormy, like, do you think, like, if y'all sat down, like, and had a real conversation? No, no more conversations with Marcel. Marcel is unbothered. He's like, it's fine. We can agree to, like, be like, what's up? And however we going to do this thing. I don't care. I don't know them like that. And I'm unbothered by it. Stormy is like, she on period. Ain't no more conversations. Done. We had our conversation. These people come in like on 1 minute saying hey and hi and we hugging and then the next minute they on some bullshit and they do that and I get it. So she's like, I'm good on them. We could stay at a distance. That's where they need to be, at a distance. They kind of separate where the guys go sit down and the girls are over on another side of the room and the guys are excited about the trip. They're like, this is gonna be fun as long as we stay separated from the women. I agree. I think that's probably true because it's a lot of bitches on both sides and we need to separate some of the bitches so we can get to the fun. Nell and Chris are fun. Tiffany and Lewis, not fun. Why didn't we have them here before? Why weren't they in Vegas? Doesn't even make sense. We didn't even need Tiffany in the first place. But oh well, she's gone. She'll be missed. Not really. Anyway, back to these guys. Everybody, Martell said he don't have no woman to separate from because he don't have no woman. And Maurice is like, you ain't bringing no imports in? He's like, nah. Chris was like, not only do you not have a woman, she don't even have your last name no more. And, I'm here for it. I think Chris should sting his ass every chance he gets. They start laughing and Martell's like, that's what it's supposed to be. And they was like, no, because you used to be like Melody Holt, the Holt. And now no more. She don't do that no more. And Chris is like, yeah, there was a whole ceremony. And Courtney's like, there was a ceremony? And Martell's like, yeah, he participating in that mess. Yep, he did. He went. They enjoyed. It was a nice event. The disconnection of the Holt. We don't want it. You keep it. Nell goes over here, get her little cute self on top of the bull. She wilding and entertaining. And Chris is loving every bit of it. So yeah, Nell is fun. You want Nell to come to the party. She's that girl that will ride the bull, child. I'm trying to think if I've ever done that. I feel like I would remember. It seems like a thing I would have done, but I don't remember doing it. Bucket list, ride the bull. Anyway, Houston, we're here. It's a beautiful home. Chris and Nell get there first. They're hosting. It was real pretty. Like it made me want to go like do a little vacation getaway type situation. They looking at the rooms and they take the master. Chris is like, we hosting this. This is our room right here. And Nell is like, well, I don't know. We got to take care of Mel because she said, remember, she wants to be separated from everybody. Chris was like, she will be all right. But this room right here, yeah, this is going to be our room. I don't blame Chris. She'll be all right. Wherever she at, she can lock the door, call the police, whatever she needs to do. The guests start to arrive. First comes Nell. She gets there so she can be clear. Like, we ain't playing no games. Don't be putting me on Martell's team. This shit is not funny. We are not a thing. We are going to exist in this house together but separate. Just no jokes and all. This shit ain't funny. So Nell was on board with that. Chris had to catch up. So she got there. And of course, right after her, I love how production does things. So right after Mel, here comes Martell. Maybe they used to being on the same schedule since they was married for so long. But here he come. And, Chris is showing him around the house. And here come Nell. And Mel, he's like, hey Mel, Mel just like paid him dust like she always do. Why you keep speaking to her? You could have just said hey and left it at what it was. So he gonna say something to her one more time. Hey Mel, she was like, yeah, nigga, you know, two fingers. Stop talking to me. I am so entertained by it. He and his confessional talking about, yeah, like it's no problem. Like I don't have any problems talking with Mel. Like we can say hi or whatever. It doesn't bother me. We know it doesn't bother you. It bothers her. She doesn't like to talk to you. She's been very clear on that. She doesn't like to talk to you, but you keep doing it anyway. Nobody cares that it doesn't bother you because we know you like it. It's her. She's bothered. Leave her alone. Stop saying hi. Asshole. I hate everything about him. He's like the spokesperson for Fuckboy Nation. Soon enough, everybody starts to arrive. The Scots get there, 2.0, Kimmy and Maurice first. They're showing them around. They got a Jack and Jill bathroom. All of the rooms got a Jack and Jill bathroom, girl. So you go share with Tisha, and you and Tisha can meet up in the bathroom, and the boys can do whatever it is they do. But that's how that's gonna go. Um, they have this little scene, now that they're unpacking, Tisha and Marcel get there and, they kind of powwow a little bit around the kitchen area and it's very friendly between everyone at this point. And, they go get their rooms. Everybody's spread out and they, go have dinner or whatever, I suppose is coming up. She already had the snacks stuff. Mel and Nell were tearing up some watermelon when they came in the house. So we have a little scene with Maurice and Kimmy because why we're not done yet. We want to make another attempt to make sure everyone understands that Maurice is sorry and he's really a good guy, allegedly. Uh, we flash back to Carlos King and everything that Maurice said that, disgusted us. And now she feels like he should apologize to her mother. And I'm like, he ain't talked to her mama. Her mama didn't call over there and be like, let me speak to Maurice. What the hell did he just say? Like, I feel like my mother would have called my house and there would have been a conversation had, like, soon as it filmed. There would be no, like, don't wait till you see her in her face because yeah. So I find it hard to believe that Maurice has yet to say sorry. Then they run through this stupid ass skit on how he's gonna pretend how to be sincere. Like she needs to teach him how to be sincere about, sorry that I said that, I require your wife to bend over, roll over, or any of the things that she's required to do while she's under chemo treatments because I need sex. It's not that I want it, but I need it anyway. Can we stop? If I have to have that same ass conversation with these two again, Kimmy, peek that nigga. We don't care. You roll over as much times a day as you need to. We don't care. We're happy. We're happy for you, girl. And then, okay, now we're up to Marceau and his big scene. This is the scene he wrote. He should be so proud of himself. Tisha did a good job with her script. Um, I talked to Tiffany or I ran into Tiffany. We were talking and she was just telling me that she's been dealing with postpartum and oh, baby Ace is so adorable. He's so cute. And speaking of baby Ace, you know what I've been feeling good lately, right? I've been kind of sick lately. Well, this is so crazy. I took a pregnancy test. You did what? Tisha, what are you talking about? Yeah, I told you I haven't been feeling good. I took a pregnancy test. I had a vasectomy. Like, y'all can stop. Y'all can stop. So they sit there and they go back and forth of how I, would never trust you if you took a pregnancy test. I would never think that that was my kid. I would need a blood test. Why would you need a blood test? You wouldn't trust me. I've never given any reason not to trust me. If you asked me for a blood test, I would leave you. Please be clear. If my husband had a vasectomy and I came up pregnant, we want a blood test. Both of us do. We both want a blood test. Yes, we would like to order that. So her saying that I would leave you sounds stupid. Was that in the script or did you just add that to yourself? And then Marcel's like, when he lay there like this, I knew right then and there that this is the bullshit the top brought to us. So, you know, okay, that's Houston, y'all. We've been waiting 727,028 episodes just to get to a pregnancy test and a script that Marcel and Tisha came up with down to the house. We don't know which house, one of them houses, because they're renting two and building one. Anyway, that's how that ended. Next week we're gonna see apparently Martell was over there to the house. He must have been doing something, but giving Mel an orgasm was not one of them. So she spent 14 years without a, oh, I don't believe her, but I think that's funny because I know how hard Martell is going to take that. I mean, I feel like when he sees that, his head is going to explode. So thank you, Mel, for saying that, even though I don't believe it. And I don't know. Now all the husbands are trying to make it seem like Tisha's a cheater and how women are cheating that way. That way Martell can kind of try to make, the story up again about how Mel cheated, even though she's his ex-wife at this point. And dude, get your own life. And now invited Kiki. And I guess why not? She gets along with everyone except Tisha. Her friend Stormy's there, so it's not like she won't have fun. So I guess we'll see, how things all play out in Houston. Anyway, y'all, that's it. That's all. Apparently we're gonna be under hostage of this shit for another, I don't know, 4 more episodes at least. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, and let me know what y'all think. Like, what are y'all thinking about this nonsense? Do y'all really forgive Maurice? Is that good enough for you? Do you think Marcel is a bitch? And you think Martell be slacking over there in a second? I don't know. But thank y'all for coming to hang out with me. See you next time. Bye.